Hey everybody, so welcome back to the Meaning Forge. I just want to take a moment to kind of provide an update, just a regular video. I did 8 interviews with 8 very different people, and I am privileged and honored for them to come on the show. I learned a few things, and I want to share with you very quickly what I learned. 1, I learned taking responsibility is really important. Most of the people in there had, in some ways, taken responsibility, and in some ways had it thrusted upon them, and they rose to the occasion. Another thing I learned is being authentic to yourself, caring for other people, and in some ways, trying to understand how we influence the society as individuals and why that's important. And even one of the critiques that I've received in private is, well, it's not just about forging individuals and stuff like that. And my typical response is still the same. I believe 1 + 1 = 2, right? Not 1 + 0. And the community plays a part of that. And the individual has to be able to navigate through the community and also find his own community or find their own community. And again, it's been humbling for me to connect with just those 8 people. And I've started some content here. I've got several interviews queued up. Expect them to come out here, at least 1 interview per month. I don't want to run into an occasion where I don't have an interview. But it'll be at least 1 interview per month, maybe more, and maybe a few thought streams or something to that effect. It is so important every day that we are aligned to our biggest why. It is so important that we aim for the highest goal and we align ourselves to that. So I can't stress this enough. Thank you for watching. Welcome back. And I hope that you find these interviews as meaningful as I have found them. I hope they inspire you to be the best you possibly can be. Welcome to the Meaning Forge. Go forge individuals.
If I'm talking to someone who really needs to hear something from me, I'd say a couple things. I'd say 1, you have to consistently be thinking about who you are and what do you value as who you are. Do you value a family? Do you value children? Do you value your work? Do you value your partner? Do you value your what you do in society? Do you value your activities? And then analyze that and think about that. And then at some point, critically look at it. Try to put yourself in situations that are opposite of what you value to learn from that and force it sometimes. And if you force it sometimes, you're going to learn. You're going to see things that you never saw before. You're going to see beauty. The beauty's in the verge of this life. The beauty's not in, oh, I'm all this or I'm all that. It's when you pull the things together. That's when the beautiful starts to come out. And that's when enlightened new ideas comes out. And that's when, things that you never expected happen. So if you are constantly thinking and looking and observing and weighing value versus need versus want, and you put yourself out there and test new things, you'll ultimately begin to find out who you really are. You'll start to see the purpose that you need to go at, and you'll start to find meaning. But the thing is, you just can't pick one and then spend 30 years doing that. You're going to have to realize that at every stage, you're adapting, you're thinking, you're adjusting, you're trying, you're adapting, you're thinking, you're adjusting and trying. So ultimately, you have to go against everything your brain wants, which your brain wants no change. And you have to say, I can thrive in change. I can thrive in things that are adapting and adjusting. And I can work through that. And if you can, you'll find out that this new world of complexity and complicated environments, it can be kind of fun and interesting because you're going to learn new things. You're going to try new things out. You're going to be able to experience things that you normally wouldn't have experienced. And then on the last piece of that is holding enough of the past to be able to have that connection so that you don't lose out and just drop everything. Because part of change is knowing what to keep and what to push away. And we don't want to push away everything because we want to keep certain things that hold connection and value that we can hang on to and look back at, whether it's family members, whether it's good close friends, whether it's certain type of work that we like to do. And the last thing I will say is hold back your critical judgments from a public standpoint. Think deeply, look at those, and provide feedback individually, one-on-one, instead of in large group formats. It's much more powerful. It's a much more respected way of being able to provide feedback and input to somebody, and that will add so much value to that person's life instead of being called out in a group forum like we seem to be doing such a good job at in society today.
And I meant to say this earlier, and I forgot. Anybody listens to this, I really simplified my journey just because of time. I could tell you, if you're somebody young that listens to this, don't do what I did. Please don't do what I did. And it's not the path you want to pick. It's not what you want to do. Don't make your life harder on yourself. Don't do that. Do it the best you can do it. Do it the most proper way you can do it. But if you're at that age where you're already down that path that I was down years ago, I can tell you, you can still get the crown. You can still get the crown. And I don't give a shit what anybody else around you says. You can still get the crown. And what Jim was just saying, the reason I wanted to follow up on that is I'm just going to tell you right now, it's not easy, bro, sis, whatever. It sucks and it hurts. And I promise you, there'll be nights that you cry yourself to sleep, that you lose friends and you lose family members and you do all that. But it's worth it. It's worth it, because at the end of the day, when you get the crown and nobody else can say shit about it because you busted your ass to get there and you sacrificed everything you could to get there, it doesn't matter anymore. It does not matter anymore. So don't give up. Don't stop what you're doing, because the crown, you deserve the crown if you earn it, but you have to earn it. So don't give up, but you can do it. Even if you feel like you're effing everything up right now.
Sounds good. Hey, listen, I think if you're in a situation where you feel discouraged at work, you feel discouraged professionally, I think there's always an answer for that. It may take time, it may take some work, it may take some effort. You may have to change some things and thoughts and habits and attitudes and so on, but you can always change something professionally when it has to do with money. The harder changes occur with, having to completely remove yourself from negative circumstances, and personally, or going through the life situations that people go with. And, sometimes most people need a job and need money and need career, need these things through those times. But we're here. Want to be here to tell you, whether you work with us or not, there is light. There is not just a tunnel to get to that light. There are many different ways, and you just need trusted advisors around you, people that, yes, sometimes will tell you got to stiffen up, you got to be strong, but other times, sometimes people just put their arm around you and say, hey, we're going to be with you through this. And we're one of those people. We represent that, but there are many other people that you don't even know, whether you're 18 or 85, that are there for you, who want to help you through whatever you're going through, personally or professionally, like we do.
This has been great.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much.
Yeah. What we want to do is just kind of, now that all this, then you got all this have spinning in your head of everything we talked about today on leadership. But I'll just ask you a question. Have you been, or are you in a space right now, in a position where you are being led in a way that makes you want to be a leader, or are you being led in a way that wants you to run away from it? Are you in a toxic environment, where you hate getting up and going because you don't want to work with that leader? Well, here's the thing. As we talked about today, it all starts with you. It all starts with you, and we all have a choice. And to be a successful leader, it all starts with influence. How do you influence your people? And you say, well, I'm not really in a leadership role right now, but I want to be. That's okay. Lead where you are. And peer leadership is so important in order to lead in a larger level. When you can lead your peers and those that you work with in a way that they want to follow you, see, they don't have to, but they want to, that is how you learn to be a successful leader, because it's about them. It's not about you. So I would encourage you to reach out to us, reach out to anyone who can assist you to really develop you in your leadership ability, leadership skills, hone those in, to be that soundboard so that you can become successful. See, we all need people better than us. Let us be those people to help you. Mm-hmm. We are there for you. And I will say this one thing. Again, be empowered. It starts with you. Leadership is influence, nothing more, nothing less. Thank you so much for having us.
All right. So the message I would have for everybody who's listening is, don't be afraid to be yourself. Don't change yourself for the sake of others. Just be who you want to be in spite of others. And people who appreciate you will find you. It may take some time, but they'll find you. The important thing is you don't compromise who you truly are and who you want to be. That's basically it. Don't adjust your identity for the sake of someone else. Be who you want to be for your own sake. Don't be afraid to draw your own boundaries. Don't be afraid to express yourself how you want to express yourself. How other people see you is not your responsibility. What is your responsibility is how you see yourself. So be true to yourself. Don't be true to others. What other people think of you doesn't matter. Be who you want to be. Focus on the here and now. And other people will find you and appreciate you for who you are. That's it. That's all.
I was sitting in front of somebody and they said, hey, I need some wisdom. One, I tell them, sorry, you came to the wrong person. I don't know if I'm the right person to give you some wisdom, but I will tell you something maybe to help you get through some tough times and get you through to the next stage and hopefully get you on the brighter side of the day, which is, you got to live your life with a sense of purpose. You got to live yourself life being comfortable in uncomfortable situations. So don't feel, because if you don't, then you're never going to challenge yourself. And if you don't challenge yourself, you're never going to grow. And I think that's where a lot of people may go wrong, is they don't continue to challenge themselves and they stop growing, stop improving, stop learning. So really we need to do that and find ways to challenge yourself. And it doesn't necessarily be in your professional life at work or whatever. It could be out in your neighborhood. It could be in your whatever civic organization you may belong to, the VFW, the Rotary Club, American Legion, whichever one it is, or even better, your family. Learn ways to grow within your family and within together and be better. And earlier we talked about leadership philosophy, types of leaders you want to be. And I would encourage everybody that's listening to develop your leadership philosophy, how you want to live your life, how you want to go forward and be successful. And I would recommend you find 3 things that work for you, that you believe makes up a good leader, and build on those every day, every week, every month. Work on them, build on them, and improve them. And when you get strong enough in those areas, maybe you expand a little bit more, a couple more, bring a couple more in. For instance, my leadership philosophy has changed quite a few times over the years. But I think right now the 3 core things that I try to hold on to and make myself better, make build that foundation stronger is courage, courage, initiative, and faith. And it's not just courage in a physical sense or anything like that. It's easy. I think physical courage is the easiest one of all because you have ethical, emotional, and physical. And physical courage, I think, is usually the easiest one, but ethical and emotional courage is the more difficult ones, more challenging ones that people have to have. And remember, courage is not the absence of fear, yet it's actually your actions in the face of fear. So what do you do when you're faced with something difficult? What do you do when you're faced with an emotional or a physical or an ethical dilemma? How do you face that? How do you get to the other side of that to be a better person? Initiative, no one's going to do it for you. So you got to get out there and do it yourself. So always be on the lookout for opportunities, realize those opportunities when they come in front of you and seize them. All right, grab them and take advantage of it whenever you can. And lastly, faith. And it's not just about Christianity or religion or anything like that at all. It's actually faith in yourself, faith in others, and most importantly, faith in the future. There are brighter days ahead. You're going to, regardless of what happens today, tomorrow's another day. You get another opportunity to make it better and to grow and to be successful. So have faith in yourself, have faith in others to help you out, and most importantly, have faith in the future.
When I think of what we know as a community, as a society, and I think about how I can be most helpful, what I would love for you to hear from me is that work is not everything. School is not everything. There's no vocational activity that will define the rest of your life. It just isn't. But when you get old and you want people to remember what you've done, what you've brought, what you've built, what you've contributed to, don't let that be mired or only run by one aspect of your life. Remember, there's family, there's friends, there's the way that you contribute to your society being better. And for me, that's being empathy driven. And it means I want everybody's voices to be heard. I want to live in a space that is in a community that's full of love and perhaps everybody winning, not just a few. So as you go forward in your day-to-day work and your day-to-day life, remember the actions that you take in and out of the workplace that can benefit yourself, but also benefit others and uplift the space that you live in. Think about the future for the people coming behind you and realize you can have a major impact. It doesn't have to be through a title. It doesn't have to be through a rank, but it can definitely come through your actions. I hope that works for you. I hope it helps you. And always feel free to reach out if I can be of help to you. Thanks.
Okay. Well, if anybody actually listens to this, I appreciate you taking that time to do it. Hopefully I said something that may be beneficial to you in some capacity in your life or help you in some way, whether it be personal or professional. What I'd like to say is this. For those of you who lived in the United States of America, we grew up in a land of plenty, a land of opportunity. I once had a person tell me when I was in the war, a person asked me who was in a foreign country, says, here's what I don't understand about you Americans. How do you grow up in a land of plenty and opportunity and choose to be nothing? Meaning we don't get education, we don't learn a skill, we don't get a craft, we don't do things where we can provide for our families. Because his logic is, if someone had given that to me, I would take it. So what I would like to say is this. You can be anything you want to be, truly anything you want to be in this life, or you can fail. Have a plan or fail to plan, and you will fail. If you plan, pursue your dreams, go after it. But here's one thing I will tell you. I've never seen anything good come easy other than winning the lottery. So whatever it is you want to endeavor to do, it will be difficult. It will be, I promise you, if it's worth having, it will be difficult. But what you will need to do is stay true to the course. Keep your eye on the prize and stay focused and disciplined. And you can achieve. If you believe it, seriously, if you believe it, you can achieve it. And if you can achieve it, then that may put you in a position where you're actually living your life's dream, whether it is to be a physician, a lawyer, a policeman, a teacher, whatever it is, you can actually do it. But you will need to endeavor, and you will need to stick with it and have a game plan. And when you have people who are naysayers, you got to tune them out. You have to tune those people out. Surround yourself with positive people, people who can uplift you and encourage you, and stay away from naysayers. Listen, you cannot soar like an eagle if you're flying with a bunch of crows. I promise you that will not happen. So if you're trying to soar like an eagle and you're trying to get to new heights, you have to find people who are perched on top of mountaintops where you're trying to go, not people laying and playing in the gutter. Stay focused, have the dream, work hard, endeavor. Everybody comes in this world with a finite number of days. We have an expiration date from the day that we're born until the day that we die. Some will have some longer and then others. But what you do between the birth date and the expiration date, that's predominantly up to you. So, my friends, in closing, choose to soar like an eagle and live your dreams. Thank you.